Merry Christmas from one hermit to another hermit. We're all hermits these days. Blessed and Merry Christmas. My message today on Christmas Day is give him your heart. We live in times where lots of people are experiencing fear. Others are experiencing great loneliness, a combination of both. Nobody seems to care. No one seems to be around. Nobody's calling up. I feel so alone, so I grasp onto TV. I grasp onto my iPhone. I grasp onto anything because I feel so lonely. Or I feel afraid. Right now, millions of Americans are terribly afraid because their president just vetoed a package to help them with their salaries, to get them through the Christmas season. Fear, fear. And so on this Christmas Day, the message is very simple. Give him your heart. Do not be afraid. I'd like to read a little poem from a good friend of mine. His name is Scott. It's entitled, In the Stable of My Heart. Like every other stable, a shelter for animals, cattle, some sheep, a horse, a donkey, where we go to feed and water, where we eat and overnight. A place of life, heavy odors, warm memories, not unlike the shepherd's cave for the refuge of life's birth. A manger and a mother, a child and a father. There to give him my heart, even if it is a dirty place, because he is not proud. Look only to the infant. Love will take care of everything. My friend of mine at my Don house called Scott Egan. It's a beautiful poem. We're afraid, we're hermits, we're feeling lonely during this Christmas season. We can't have the usual, but God's no doubt speaking to us. As Abraham said to his son Isaac as they were walking up the mountain, and Abraham was feeling great terror and fear because he had to sacrifice his son. When his son said, where's the animal for the sacrifice? And Abraham's beautiful response resonates through the centuries. Do not be afraid, my son. God will provide. I see so many people returning to faith, looking, asking questions, hurt, broken, lonely, scared. Do not be afraid. The Lord is with us. The reading of this Christmas Sunday from the prophet Isaiah goes like this. The people, Isaiah chapter 9, if you want to reread it, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. To those who lived in a land of deep shadow and fear and darkness, on them light has shone. You have multiplied the nations, you have increased their joy. Yes, this pandemic and this virus has put us into a land of darkness, jobs being lost, restaurants closing, people wondering where they're going to get their next salary from. These are difficult times, very painful. But Christ is with us. And in the simplicity of the stable, Jesus opens up his arms. He too is vulnerable, very vulnerable. What could be more vulnerable than a newborn baby in a little stable that doesn't even belong to him? What could be more frightful? And yet his extended arms say to you, give me your heart. I'd like to end with a beautiful little prayer from St. Ignatius. I'm going to sing it to you. I'm going to encourage you today, okay, Christmas Day, to do what every Christian should be doing, every Catholic should be doing every day, is taking a minimum of a half an hour each day in silence and prayer, reading God's scripture. If you have never done it before, start with 3 minutes, then work up to 4 minutes. often up to 10 minutes, but minimally a half an hour. Half an hour in the morning and maybe 10 minutes in the evening. Ideally, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. Just to sit before the Lord and give him your joys, your fears, your worries. Read the scriptures and say again, come into my heart. So here's this little song. Well, it's not a song, it's a prayer by St. Ignatius that the Jesuits have put to music. Take, Lord, receive all I have and possess, my memory, understanding, my entire will. Give me only your love and your grace, that's enough for me. Your love and your grace, that's enough for me. Yes, take my memory. I have some friends with dementia. He's taken their memory. My strength, my will. It all belongs to you anyway. So maybe this time of fear and loneliness is a visitation from the Christ child. Are you ready to welcome him when he knocks on the door of your heart? Blessed Christmas. He loves you immensely. That's why he sent his son, just for you. Blessed Christmas.